It was the dawn of humanity's expansion into the stars when we first encountered evidence of magic. Ruins on distant worlds spoke of ancient civilizations wielding unimaginable power through psychic arts and arcane rituals. We saw potential beyond our wildest dreams. The Solus Institute was formed to unlock magic's secrets. Volunteers were rigorously screened for the dangerous trials ahead. Jane Saunders was one recruit whose curiosity overcame her fear. Despite the unknown risks, she stepped into the archway of twisted symbols carved by an extinct race. This portal to the other side was humanity's first glimpse behind the veil between worlds. Jane felt reality warp and stretch around her as titanic forces seized hold. She anchored herself with the memory of her children's faces. Had she made a terrible mistake? It was too late for regret. Her vision cleared, and Jane found herself standing in a roughly hewn stone chamber. The air hummed with power that raised the hairs on her arms. She studied the shelves lined with leather-bound tomes and strange artifacts. A mage's sanctum. Footsteps echoed from the passage ahead. Jane's pulse pounded. She hadn't expected to encounter anyone on her first crossing. Should she flee back through the portal before she was seen? Curiosity rooted her in place. A stooped figure draped in purple robes shuffled into view. Jane held her breath. The creature's eyes went wide at the sight of her. It croaked out words in a harsh, guttural language and raised one long-fingered hand, weaving intricate shapes in the air. Jane's skin tingled as invisible forces built in the chamber. She braced herself, hoping her sanity would endure whatever came next. The being's chanting reached a crescendo. Jane cried out as a crackling orb of pure energy burst from its fingertips and streaked straight toward her heart. Blinding pain seared through Jane's body as the orb slammed into her chest. She was knocked back against the stone wall, overwhelmed by the psychic blow. Gritting her teeth, Jane forced herself to focus. She had prepared for this. The mage strode forward, skeletal hands wreathed in eldritch fire. It unleashed another blistering barrage straight at Jane. She threw up her arms in desperation. The orbs dissipated inches from her skin, deflected by the ritual wards etched into her suit. Jane's mind reeled. The Institute's theorems were correct. Human minds could channel magical forces, albeit unpredictably. She had to seize control of this power. The mage shrieked in rage, drawing upon the chamber's ambient energy for a final strike. Jane's terror gave way to icy calm. She would not cower before this being. She delved inward, finding an ocean of potential within her untapped mind. Jane honed her will to a razor's edge and thrust both hands toward the mage. She screamed as raw magic detonated from her palms, the force of it dropping her to her knees. The streams of purple fire engulfed the mage, burning away its protections in seconds. Then only ashes remained. Gasping, Jane stared at her trembling hands. What had she become? This power was beyond anything humanity had conceived. She could sense the shape of the world itself now, from the stone beneath her feet to the stars wheeling overhead. But Jane's connection to her own humanity felt impossibly fragile, like it could crumble away at any moment. She knew then that magic could never be mastered, only unleashed with great risk. Jane turned toward the portal back home, back to all she was still fighting for. Steeling herself, she stepped across the threshold before the other side's allure consumed her. There were truths she must share, however difficult.